Okay, everyone. We're just testing to make sure that we're on live today. Give me just a moment while I make my testings. Okay, we are live on Kick. What's up, everyone that's on Kick? Appreciate you coming through. Okay, we live on Facebook. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much for coming through. Oh, and we are live on the tube. So thank you so much for coming through, people. Awesome. Okay, so here we go. Probably going to start before I give a start. I just want to throw a couple announcements before I actually start the actual program. Okay, now, as you know, I was doing the group rant, and then I took a couple of months off, but I kept Monday rant and discussion through July all the way to August. So, my announcement is this: I will continue with the Monday rant and construction. And discussion. Excuse me about that. But I'm gonna take a couple of breaks off after. Oh, it says turning down video settings. I think my video settings should be fine. Yeah, it should be fine on that. Anywho, again, I'm going to be doing let's see. Let me make sure. Hold on for 1 second. Okay. Here we go. Now we got it on copacetic mode. Okay. So again, um, the Monday rant and discussion. I don't mean to say Monday night will be on the starting on the 15th of September, and we're gonna go through that. So that's gonna be live on YouTube, Kick, and also Facebook, and that will start at 5 p.m. Central Time. So I'm just gonna take a couple breaks off after next week's show. So, without further ado, we're gonna get started with the program. So, let's go. What's going on, everyone? This is Househead Speaks coming to you live, and I got a doozy for you. Something that I want to address, and I think I addressed this before, but I want to be sure that I am very upfront with this here. I'm gonna make sure I turn my volume up a little bit. Here we go. Make sure I got the talk through. Yes, I got that. So make sure I got that. So now, So if you are new to the channel, please like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you know when I'll be doing another Monday rant and discussion. And again, for those who just not coming in, I will be I'll be doing another one next week. After that, I'll be taking a couple of weeks off, and then I'm going to be going back to resuming a Monday rant on the 15th of September. Now, for my groove rant, I that's going to be now the Groove Garden. That is going to start on the first of no, I'm sorry, the 2nd of September, and that will be live, and that will be at 7 o'clock p.m. I think I have it at 7 o'clock p.m. I think I have it 7 o'clock p.m. or 5 o'clock p.m. Central Time. I'll I'll go back to let you know which times that I do have it, but I will be doing that on every other Tuesday. So it won't be weekly; it will be bi-weekly. And the reason why I scheduled that so I can have free time for the other projects that I got coming up and involving down the pipe. Because I'll be starting my raid trains with House Masters. I still will have my radio show on that's on 54 House dot him, and that's every second Friday. Then I am part of another radio show that's um, that I'm starting off. I haven't. I gave it a name, but I'm not going to really announce the name. I'm gonna wait till how thing goes with that radio show. So give me to around about November, December, and then I can give you a name. And oh, there's a new platform that's going to be forming for DJs. It's called LFG TV. That's supposed to kick off the 1st of September. Their pre launch is the 30th of August, which is a Saturday. Um, I won't be doing that one because I actually will be playing out that Saturday for a Labor Day weekend event. Um, I'll be posting that on my social media platforms. So, as you see what up there on top of the screen there, the reason I'm sighing here is because this is something that I have not heard before. I have heard it a few times, but recently I was listening to, excuse me, I was listening to a radio show based here in Chicago, and they had a guest there, and he was a DJ that's just not getting back into DJing after some years he took off, due to starting a family, things of that nature. And he was asked about, the DJs of today and what he sees in the future. And the one thing that he mentioned is that there's too many DJs out there, and there's a lot of DJs who learn from controllers, and he thinks that that's the reason why there is a influx on DJing, which I find it extremely silly to me. But, you know, all I have to say on that particular thing is, hold on 1 second. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. Now, let's continue with what I'm about to say. So, my question is for DJs, you know, my peers, DJs who's getting back into the game, um, you know, DJs who paved the way for us that's DJing now. I just like to know, what is your beef with DJs learning to play with controllers? Okay? Why is this animosity? Why is it that when you hear a DJ learn from a controller, there's there's a there's an issue. There's a, you know, you look down on them as though they don't know how to DJ. Period. Now, don't get me wrong, because what I want to do is a disclaimer. One disclaimer is, if you are a DJ that start out vinyl, hey, thank you for your contribution, because the fact that you the ones that paid the way for all the DJs that are playing today. That's number one. Number two, if it doesn't, what I'm about to say and what I'm saying is doesn't apply to you, let it fly. I don't want no crap on the comments, because if it's something, and I welcome everyone to make their comments and their opinions, their thoughts, their concerns, and stuff like that. But if it's something that's gonna be out of pocket, I'm letting you know I'm gonna ban you. I'm not gonna block you. I'm gonna ban you, because my platform is not about hating or anything, and it's not about who's better and who's not better. I just want to address this point because I happen to be a DJ who learned by using controller. But here's the thing: I can play on any pro DJ equipment, any standalone equipment. Heck, just this year, just a couple months ago, I was playing on a actual rotary mixer for the very first time. So this thing that, DJs who learn from controller doesn't have a capability of playing through other DJ gear is such BS that I'm just gonna call it like I said. It's crap. But you know, I don't want to keep you guys long. It's a Monday, so we're gonna go on with the presentation. Oh, let me sell this back. Here we go. And you see what I did. Usually, when I do these presentations, I usually put my photo on there as the intro folder. But I wanted to put this particular folder just to bring something home. This is actually the uh, the DDJ FLX10, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, the FLX10 controller. It's one of the most soft out after controllers that's out now. It's a high end controller, and you know the way it's formatted, the way it's created, the way it's shaped. You got your two jog wheels, which emulate to CDJs, whether it's the CDJs 2000 or CDJs 3000, and you have your mixer, which from what I understand this actually emulate the M9 mixer that's out now. So, now we're gonna go to the first slide here. Okay, you may not read this, but I'm gonna read this here because I got it on my little sheet, one of my notes here. DJs who start on controllers often face criticism or hate, which strong word, but it's going to be used here. It has to be used here. From some peers for a few key reasons, which some of the reasons I'm going to call cap and bogus. Most of which are rooted in tradition, skill, expectations, and culture within the DJ community. Now, the tradition part I get. The skill expectations, I'm gonna question that because, like I said, I have the capability to play on any pro DJ gear, and I have, and I currently do now. So whether it's pro gear, whether it's standalone, I know how to play it. I know how to play on it with no issues whatsoever. You know, once I get my hands on it, once I get everything set up to my specs, and once I start my first transition, I'm off to the races. You know, and also culture within the DJ community. So we're gonna get to that. So let's start with the first one. Legacy and tradition. Now, that photo that you see right there, because I did a segment about me starting out using the controller. This is the very first controller I ever purchased when I started DJing. That is the Pioneer DJ We Go 4. It's small. When I say it's small and compact, I mean this were the entry level controller before the DDJ 400 came out. So the DDJ 400 replaced this particular controller, you know. And trust me, all I used when I was playing on that controller was that controller and my laptop. But here we go. Okay. Older DJs came up using turntables or CDJs, which is true. Okay. We're learning beat matching by ear, handling vinyl, and working with limited technology was the norm. Well, the reason why it was the norm because that was it. I've been in the underground scene since the '80s. Every DJ I knew at that time played with two turntables and a mixer. Now the difference at that time, the cost of getting vinyl wasn't as expensive as it is today. You can get vinyl anywhere and everywhere. There was plenty of vinyl stores here in Chicago. I'm from Chicago. There was plenty of vinyl stores here. We still have a couple. One is the infamous Gramophone. Oh, I almost threw a break. Gramophone. Shout out to them. And so that's the only main DJ tool that you had. And this ain't just house DJs, techno DJs, hip hop DJs. That's what you use. That's the only thing that was available. And then when CDJs start coming to the fray, vinyls was tossed aside, in replace of your CDs because your CDJs had a CD player, built in. And then when they decide to use your flash drives, which is your USBs, they they got rid of the building of CDJs that had the CDs on there, and they start building CDJs where you can just use your flash drives. Now that's the gist of it. Okay, so as technology grew, then you had controllers where young upcoming DJs can have the can hone their skills and also can get a a DJ system that was going to be cost efficient, that wasn't going to break their bank, because we all know how expensive turntables are. And the turntable choice at that time was Techniques. Techniques was not cheap then and is not cheap now. You know, but since then there are other companies that also provide turntables as well. But Techniques is the was the standard at the time. Just just as Pioneer CDJs 2000 or CDJs 3000 with the mixer is the club standard today. Back at that time, Technique turntables and the mixer, mainly two channel mixer, was the club standard at that time. So as technology, you know, grew, you either grow with it or stay behind. And I can count on my fingers of how many DJs that I know now. And we're talking about big names. Even though they started out with vinyl, now they play with the CDJs. Some also have brought their vinyl. I remember Dave Z playing here in Chicago one time. He brought his controller. He brought his controller and his laptop. He set it up, and guess what? No one didn't frown at him. No one didn't say anything bad about him. No one even paid him no mind. He was playing good music and we danced to it. And that's what matters. It doesn't matter the equipment, it's what comes out of the equipment, which is your music selection. You know, and if it's rocking and you can dance to it, that's the important part. But you still got these gatekeepers and these purists that wants to still hold on to the past. Like I said, I appreciate what you guys do, but don't sit up here and tell me or any other DJ who learned how to control it that we're not DJs or we're not good enough. Because truth to be told, I still had to learn how to beat match. Truth to be told, I still had to learn how to transition properly. I had to make sure my blends was correct. I had to make sure to adjust my jog wheels. Listen to the transitions by ear. I still had to learn those things, even though I was using a controller. I still had to know the fundamentals of DJing. Why is these cats don't understand that? It doesn't matter what fucking, excuse my language, doesn't matter what equipment is used. If you don't know the fundamentals of DJing, that equipment is not going to help you at all. Period. Now I'm going to read the second part of it because it says they often see controllers with built-in sync button, virtual waveforms, and automatic queuing as shortcuts. Oh, and well, I'm gonna tell you one thing. I have never used the sync button ever in any of my sets. No matter what equipment I use, I don't use that. That's number one. Number two, do use the waveforms? You daggone right I do. But I also listen by ear too. So I use both. I use my eyes and my ears. I use both to make sure my transitions is correct. And as far as queuing, the only cue point that I have on every track that I have on my library is the very first. The very first is on the first the beginning, the very beginning. I don't have cue points all over the place. Certain DJs do, I do not. So what are we talking about? And if we're talking about shortcuts, what's wrong with a shortcut? I say work smarter, not harder. Know the fundamentals, yeah, but also adapt. There's a movie that I watched a while ago, and I love this movie to this day. It's called Hannah. And this one saying that Hannah's handler, well, slash father, used to always told her, adapt or die. Well, adapt or delete it. Sorry, you two. And the reason for that is because if you don't adapt, you're going to get left behind. So, miss me with that noise. Let's go to the next segment. Because I got more. I got more. Oh, yeah, I have more. Okay. Perception of lower skill level. Are you serious? But we're going to get into it. Okay. Some believe controllers make it too easy to mix without learning core fundamentals like pitch control, manual beat matching, or cue point timing. I'm going to call cap on that. Because again, through all my, oh, through the, I started in 2017. I have used controllers throughout my DJing. But I also have played outside of live streaming, out in the wild, using whatever equipment that was necessary, that was available. I didn't pigeonhole myself. I didn't pigeonhole myself to saying that, well, I got to bring my controller. There was a few situations that I had to bring my controller, but for the most part, and especially now, and it's been going on like for I said about a couple years. I said about good 3 years that I have not bring my controller to any of the gigs that I play. I bring my headphones and I bring my USBs, my flash tracks with my music. That's all I bring, and I make sure to ask whatever gig that I'm playing, what is the DJ gear you have available? And then they said, well, we got the Opus Quad, and I'm gonna use that as an example because I have the Opus Quad. Well, we have the Opus Quad. Oh, I have no issues with that because I too have the Opus Quad, and I can play on that. Or they said, well, we have the CDJ 2000 Nexus 2 with the 900 mixer. Oh, no problem. I have played on that too. You know, so as far as so my thing is this: if you know your fundamentals, you will have no issue playing on any DJ gear. That's the key. No matter if you learning from a controller or learning from a DJ from whatever DJ gear. If you know your fundamentals, I'm gonna say this again, you will have no issue playing on any DJ gear. I I am a witness to that. Now, it says it can lead to stereotyping that controller DJs rely on technology instead of skill. I rely on both. I'm gonna be honest with you. I rely on both. I rely on the technology that the that controller, or if it's a standalone DJ gear, I rely on that, that provides to me, along with the years of my fundamentals learning as a DJ. Why can't I know both? What's the issue? You're supposed to know your fundamentals, and you're supposed to be able to adapt to the technology that is set for you. You have to do that because DJ hardware and software companies is not going to stop innovating or coming out with new product. just because some purist or some gatekeeper is all in their fifis, getting upset because someone, learned from a controller. And I'm going to say this because I didn't say this many times. If you're a DJ and you have a gig or you have some kind of residency, and there's a DJ that heard of, and that he or she brought her controller and rocked the club out and banged it out better than you, then you should quit, because you just embarrassed yourself. That means you wasn't good enough to begin with. Because if you let a controller DJ outshine you, hang it up and retire. Okay, next one. Yeah, this is going to be kind of a long one, people, so bear with me. I apologize in advance, but this has to come out. Gatekeeping in the scene. Where did I heard that before? As a matter of fact, I did a segment about gatekeeping. It's on my playlist for Monday. I changed the playlist name to Monday Rant and Discussion. So it's on there. So if you check it out on YouTube, you can see it. Okay, in competitive or purist circles, there's a culture of gatekeeping where this is the word I can't stand for the life of me. Real DJs. My question is this: what constitutes a real DJ? Because to my standpoint, a real DJ is a DJ that spends time, effort, and money on his equipment, that goes live stream on a regular basis or a constant basis, and has played out to either gigs for exposure or paid gigs. That's to me is a real DJ. That's to me is a DJ that does all those things. Okay. When real DJs are defined by gear they use and how they learn, well, I'm defined by my skill. I'm defined by my music selection. I'm defined by how I do my transitions. I'm defined by how I make my blends stretch as long as I possibly can. And I'm defined by the quality of the music that I play. And I will say, and I probably said it earlier, but I'll say it again. I'm defined by the music I play, and for those who enjoy the music I play. That's what I'm defined by. I don't know what all the other y'all DJs are defined by, but that's what I'm defined by. And it doesn't make a difference if you learn on the controller or not. That as a DJ, that's how you should be defined. And if you're not defined by that, I suggest you go back and get more lessons. Okay. It said the mindset can lead to dismissing controlled DJs as hobbyists or bedroom DJs, even if they're talented. Well, are there hobbyists out there? Yes. Are there bedroom DJs out there? Yes. But you know what? There's a difference. Because I remember I will always call myself as a hobby DJ, as a hobbyist DJ, until one DJ, and he's also part of the crew that I'm involved with, told me, House and Speech, you're not a hobbyist. You're not a hobbyist DJ, because you spend more time and money on your gear, perfecting your craft, upgrading your gear. You constantly doing your shows online, or you doing your radio shows. When you have the opportunity to play outside, you play outside. So he said, I do not consider you as a DJ who's doing this for a hobby. And I appreciate that DJ mentioned it. Shout out to DJ Ron Tennessee. Red Lab for life. But like I said, there are DJs that just doing it for a hobby. And there are DJs who's just enjoying their bedroom with their group of friends, or they probably just playing have a good following online or live stream. There's nothing wrong with those DJs. Nothing wrong with them at all. Because maybe that's where they want to be. You know, when I say about DJ, there's levels to this. Okay? Me on a personal level, I don't expect myself to be a Louis Vega or a David Morales. Those cats been there for decades. They earn those titles. They earn where they can play. They earn whatever money that they're making. They earn that because they did the work to do that. These are pros. They do it for a living. I do it because I love it. But doing it as a living today, that unless I get lucky and have a residency, which that's not as easy as it used to be. So I'm glad where I am, and I enjoy my 9 to 5. I just want to improve, show improve. So I just want to let people know about that. So let's go to the next one. That wasn't painful, isn't it? Entry cost differences. Say that a few times. Now, this is the thing here where I really want to address this, because again, I have did a segment regarding this before. And the thing is, these equipments, these software packages, they are not cheap. So unless you're a pro DJ that does this for a living, and you getting paid substantially, or if you're a cat like me, got a 9 to 5, and can splurge a bit and be able to upgrade their system, then don't try to do too much if you don't have the money to do it. There are so many controllers out there that is cost, effective and cost efficient. Like I said, when I started with the WeGo 4, and then I went up to the DJ 400. Both of those were still like, I think the WeGo 4 at the time was 150. The 400 was like 250. So they still was cost effective, very cost effective DJs that did the job. In fact, for the WeGo 4, I didn't learn Wacko Box. I used a virtual DJ. I didn't start dabbling in Record Box until I upgraded to the DJ 400. Now that particular entry level controller has been replaced by the FLX4. Still, in my opinion, hands down one of the best entry level controllers you can have. Especially if you want to learn really how to transition from controller and learning from the and playing on the big with the big rigs. That controller is boss. It's boss. Period. So what I'm saying is, for those who are DJs, you can attest to me. You can contest to what I'm saying. These particular equipment is not cheap at all. Especially, when it comes to software, you have to get the software in order for you to play your music. And now most of the softwares out there is by subscription, so you're paying a monthly charge for them. Okay. And then as far as the hardware, it depends. If you get your entry level ones, I said between like 250, 300. Once you get to mid range, you're gonna be paying like, I said, between 5, 6 to about 800. But once you get up there, with especially if you're doing standalones. Like like I said, I have the Opus Quad, and even though I got a good deer, this particular all-in-one DJ system, it's like $3,100. So it's a pretty penny, But I wanted a 4 channel, and I wanted to stop using controllers. I want to really dial in on using a system that can allow me to play, like if I'm playing CDJs, and the Opus Quad and with its uniqueness allowed me to do that. you know so if you're a new and upcoming DJ, do not listen to DJs that tells you have to learn on volume. I have said something about that before on one of my rants and discussions. No, if you can afford to get a controller that's going to be cost effective, get that. Focus on the mic, especially if you're doing live stream. Focus on your laptop, focus on your mics, focus on your speakers, focus on your interface. Focus on the things that you need to focus on, because your audio has to be on point as well as your video. So if you have that, I mean, there's an awesome DJ and producer out there in UK, or who plays on Twitch. Her name is BW I think it's BW Princess, and she's an amazing producer. But if you see what she plays, she used the LMS the LMX4 as her, as what she plays. She used that, and she used um, a laptop. That's what she used. So, you know, just don't let somebody talk you into something that's going to kill your wallet. That's all I'm saying. On to the next one. Okay, club and rider standards. Now, if you do play out as a DJ, always ask what DJ equipment they have available. Cause I always do. I always say, what are you bringing? What you playing? Unless I know the DJ, if I know the person who's running um, the um, the event, I know exactly what they usually bring. For instance, I just did an event this past Saturday at Macho Beach, and I knew the guy who ran that event, and the reason, and I didn't ask for what equipment, because he let people know what equipment that he's gonna have available, which is the Opus Quad. So he has the same all-in-one DJ system as I do, which makes things easy for me since I have it. I learned from using his, the first time out. I am familiar with, you know, with his equipment because it's exactly the same as mine. Other places, I have used the XZ. I have used the RX3. I have used the XDJ 1000. That's what my guy Ron Tisley has as far as his CDJs. I have used the CDJs 900. I have used CDJs 2000. The only CDJs I haven't used yet, and I'm hoping to do one day, is the 3000s, and I'm looking forward to that. But I didn't, since I learned from using different types of hardware, I don't have the struggle of playing, because again, once you have your fundamentals, all you have to do is figure out, the odds and ends on whatever equipment is there. Once you do that, because you're gonna have DJs, you're gonna have the person who has the equipment going to show you, you know, what works with what. But once you have that going, you're good to go. You're off to the races after that. So if you're a DJ who's learning to play with a controller, keep in mind, don't let that be your, don't let no one tell you that you shouldn't learn with a controller, and don't let that be don't let it be the one thing that will prevent you from not learning how to play with other equipment. Now, fortunate for me, I had DJs who had pro gear, so I was able to go, as I was learning how to DJ, I was able to learn how to DJ with pro gear as well. I'm fortunate because of that. And I still shout out to those DJs who took the time to show me. So I was one of the blessed ones, you know. So that's why I want to talk to my controller DJ cats. If you know a DJ that you cool with, that probably lives in your facility, that may have pro gear in their premises, ask them, what harm will do? All they can say is no. Just ask. And I guarantee you, if they are like minded and want you to succeed, they'll be more and willing to assist you. Trust and believe that. On to the next one. Okay. Yeah, there is a change in DJ culture. It's been a change in DJ culture for a while. Okay. You know, I mean, us controller DJs, we're pretty much on, we have platforms on different social medias like Twitch, YouTube, um, Mixcloud Live, things of that, and the like, Kick, and the like. We also play out. Some DJs still bring their controllers when they play out, depending on what area it is. If it's an outdoor venue, they may not have the equipment, so they'll bring theirs. They do that, or like myself, who makes certain that I can play on equipment that allows me to use my flash drives. I will do that. So so there is a shift. I mean, controller DJs are not being they're not being held back. And you know what they not you know what else they're not doing? They're not listening to y'all traditionalists talking smack, throwing salt. Y'all should be the ones that should encourage them, to assist them, to help them. How do you expect this particular form of underground music survives unless we have the capability to teach the ones that's coming after us? I mean, let's not play, okay? And see, and I'm on both ends of the spectrum. I play live stream, I play live stream, and I play outside. So, you know, we have to do more better in making sure that as DJ hardware and software evolves, that we evolve with it. Because that's the only way this music is going to continue to last. You know, and here in Chicago, shout out for the House Music Festival that's coming this Saturday, which is the 23rd of August. Shout out to that. I'm definitely going to attend that. I try to attend. I attend last year. I'm definitely going to attend this year. So I'm very pleased about that. So, you know, and I'm going to check out my peers and see, what style of music they have, what they playing on, things of that nature. Just to give my support. You know, that's it. You got to be there for them. On to the next one. Okay, here's the reality. Many amazing DJs start on controllers and transition to pro gear easily. I'm one of those people. I'm one of those people. And if you doubt me, as a matter of fact, on the description box below, I'm going to put a link on one of the DJs that I end up playing when I played on the rotary mixer. I'm going to put that link on the description box below so you can see for yourself. A person who learned how to DJ via controller has the capability to play on any pro DJ gear. Skills come with practice, music knowledge, crowd reading, and creativity. That's the key right there. It doesn't matter if you learn, where you learn, or how you learn. Those four factors are the key of being a DJ. You know, like I said before, it's not the equipment, it's the skill, and if you know your fundamentals. Okay, but the stigma lingers because DJ culture is deeply tied to its roots, and some veterans see the controller era as what they said as moving away from those roots. And I don't understand why they see it that way. I see it as innovation. I see it as another tool that a DJ can use in their arsenal and can learn without breaking their bank. Like I said, even if you're a hobbyist, doing this as a hobby is costly. So why try to kill yourself, especially when you're starting out? Because I know that's how some DJs, when they start out and they pay all this money for all this equipment, still like that, that's why they don't last. That's why they quit. That's why they end up selling their equipment, because they lost the taste for it. And that reason is because they didn't start small. They didn't take the baby steps. What I did, I took those baby steps. And as a result, I have a better DJ gear, and I still have the capability to play in other forms of DJ gear. So, so what I'm telling my young and coming DJs that's started out, if you're gonna start, don't wait until you save a bunch of money to get a better, a more expensive gear. Start out with a controller, an entry level one. Like I said, I recommend personally, and no, I'm not a spokesperson for Pioneer or Alphadea. It's just that that's the hardware and software that I currently use, and I've been using it since I started out as a DJ. I would recommend getting the FLX 4 as your entry level controller, and make sure you're able to go on record box. And if I'm not mistaken, the FS4 also does Serrano. I think it does Serrano DJ Lite, but you can get the Serrano DJ Pro if you pay, with a paid subscription, monthly subscription. So, what's the moral of this? Why I'm adamant about it? Because I don't want DJs being discouraged of not learning this beautiful craft just because some purist or gatekeeper telling you should do it the way they learned. But remember, and please remember, they learned from a different era. They learned from a different time, a different place, a different era. We're on today's era. This is a whole new world. A whole new world. So make certain that you are in tune with that and do all your research. YouTube is your friend, and go out there and just know your fundamentals, know your track selection, and just be, be the DJ that you want to be. Don't try to be like everybody else. Don't try to follow their footsteps. Learn the history, yes, but make your own history. Make your own mark. Do it the way you want to do it. I did it, and it got me this far. And I will continue to do it. Do it. Do things my way. Because that's what works for me. Sorry this was a little long than I wanted to be, but I just wanted to get this out and address it. So I'm gonna leave it right here. I appreciate everybody listening in. I appreciate everybody. If please leave your comments. If something that I said was amiss, or if you have a question or concern, or if you just want to comment and have your take on it, please do so in the comments below. I welcome all comments as long as you're being respectable. That's my key. This is a community. We gotta respect each other. So this is House X Speaks. Wishing you all a happy work week, and as always, peace and love.